Today here we are on the east coast of Northumberland to see Lindisfarne and the Farne Islands, and particularly Lindisfarne, or well known as Holy Island. And this is pretty much flat with sands of a lagoon separated from the foreground, and only can be reached by a causeway, which well, there's timetables to see, but a lot of people do get stranded in the middle of the sea when the tide comes in. And Saint Aidan arrived from Iona in 635, invited by King Oswald to found a see and monastery, and it was organised in the Irish way, and unfortunately destroyed by the Danes in 875, or the Vikings. But there's some amazing religious artefacts here: churches, monastery, abbey, and Saint Aidan, Saint Cuthbert, and numerous other famous northeastern saints did come here. And this is pretty much a religious place for pilgrimage. And there's a number of churches here, Catholic churches, Methodist churches, but we're particularly going to see the Parish Church of St Mary the Virgin, and this is over 800 years old, and it's probably, well, it shouldn't be built on a earlier Saxon church, which was probably wooden, first built by Saint Aidan in 635. Here we see the font, and it's quite unusual, the Spirit coming down on Jesus. And here is this fantastic sculpture, and we look down and around and we see numerous arcades. There is the north and the south aisle, and some beautiful stained glass, and this amazing wooden sculpture called the Journey. This is a sculpture in elm by Fenwick Lawson. It shows 6 months taking St Cuthbert's body from the island on a journey across the north during the time of the Viking raids towards Durham Cathedral, and we'll be following his journey in future videos. And here we are. We can see the chancel and the beautiful arcades and pillars. You go a chancel towards the sanctuary. It's a marvellous, marvellous artwork. And a beautiful modern stained glass. And coming back down through the nave, we see the vestry there, open as it was getting prepared for an actual service on the Sunday. And this is an interesting side area as we head down the north aisle back towards the sculpture and the Cuthbert window. And here we see up here, it looks very unusual, but this shows a coracle, a small boat which the monks and fishermen used to use on the sea in this area. Lovely arch there. Chancel is the oldest part of the church. Interesting organ. It was pretty quiet when we were there, but obviously in the summer with all the tourists it gets very, very busy. Some interpretation boards telling the life of Lindisfarne and the saints and Christianity that flourished here. There's a little icon on the side there. A beautiful organ. I remember the Lindisfarne Gospels were written here as well. Nice little pulpit. As you go back to the chancel, to the windows at the back. I'll say everything prepared for a service there. And wonderful, wonderful architecture. Has been added on to over the years. But there we see, outside, we see St Cuthbert's Island, where he used to pretty meditate and talk to the sails and the animals. So, hope you've liked this short video of Lindisfarne and his church. There's a monastery and other things we'd love to see and we'll show later in the future. So please like and subscribe. And bye for now.